What's going on, everybody? Welcome back to the channel. My name is Harrison, and I honestly thought we were done with talking about Concord on the channel. Personally, I just, from everything that I've seen, it just kind of looked like a super uninspired, generic hero shooter knockoff of Overwatch. And I'm not trying to be mean, but that's what it looked like. And to be honest, if it wasn't a PlayStation exclusive, or a PlayStation published game, like, nobody would be talking about it. I've seen so many people on the internet say that, oh, Concord is actually really good and people should give it a shot. And I think the gaming consumers have voted for their wallet on this one. And, enough is enough, in my opinion, with these just generic, hero shooter live service games, all that stuff. I mean, not to mention it's a $40 game. It's not even free to play, which is, once they announced that, like, the game was immediately dead on arrival, in my opinion. There was just no, I don't know, there was no like positivity going into it. I mean, they had more people, in the beta than they did the actual launch of it. We've already talked about that, but PlayStation Studios or Sony and Firewall Studios have an update for everybody. They are officially taking the game down on Friday, I believe, which is an insane thing. 2 weeks after its launch. That is horrible. This, and again, before I go any further, I'm not, yes, the game isn't like super great. It didn't review super great either. So this is no ill will towards Firewalk Studios. I don't want to see the studio get shut down. I don't want to see people lose their jobs, but this is what happens when we assume a multiplayer game is going to hit. And if it takes, this game took, 6+ years, to develop, for a multiplayer only with some single player, I don't know, story stuff like tacked on that doesn't really seem great either. This is kind of like what you get for doing something like that, an idea 6 years ago isn't necessarily going to be a good idea in 2024. And that idea was a knockoff of Overwatch 6 years ago, which, the gameplay didn't really do much in terms of adding anything new. And let's be honest, Overwatch isn't even nearly as popular as it was 6 years ago. It's had a huge falling off. So yeah. Anyways, so let's pull up the message from Firewalk here. So Concord fans, and they also posted on Twitter earlier this morning, show like it was like a tweet about, the service going down for like an hour or something like that. And then PlayStation came out and said this: Concord fans, we've been listening closely to your feedback since the launch of Concord on PlayStation 5 and PC, and want to thank everyone who has joined the journey aboard the North Star. Your support and passionate community that has grown around the game has meant the world to us. However, while many qualities the experience resonated with players, we also recognize that other aspects of the game and our initial launch didn't land the way we intended. Therefore, at this time, we have decided to take the game offline beginning September 6th and explore other options, including those that will better reach our players. So it sounds like they're taking it down for sale, going to be refunding people that want the refund, and they're probably going to come back free to play, maybe, or maybe PlayStation just cuts the loss and that's it. They don't want to keep paying for the server, so we'll see. While we determine the best path ahead, Concord sales will cease immediately, and we will begin to offer a full refund for all gamers who have purchased the game for PC or PS5 or PS5 or PC. If you purchase the game for PlayStation 5 from the PlayStation Store or PlayStation Direct, a refund will be issued back to your original payment method. Customers who purchase from other digital storefronts will also be refunded. More information about refunds from Steam and Epic. So it sounds like if you bought it directly from the PlayStation Store, you're just going to get refunded because the game is no longer available. So that makes total sense. Steam Store will refund players who bought the game over the coming days. Steam will send the confirmation of refund once it's processed. Epic Game Store will refund players who bought the game over the coming days and will contact each customer directly. Other retail, blah, blah, blah. For customers who purchase a physical copy, which is, I didn't know they had physical, it's hilarious, at a retailer location outside of PlayStation, please refer to the refund process of the retailer you purchased from to obtain your refund. Once refunded, players will no longer have access to the game. So if you refund it now, you won't have access to it, and then Friday is when it officially goes down. We'll keep you updated, and thank you again to all the free gunners who have joined us in the Concord Galaxy. Yeah, that's insane. Again, I think this is going to go down as one of the biggest flops in gaming history. And I hate to say that, and I know there were some people that enjoy this game. I think, and to the point of this whole video, I think this is, because I mentioned like video game consumers are voting with their wallet on this one. I think this is the industry course correcting itself. And again, this game wasn't even free to play, but the multiplayer genre, free to play genre, live service genre, all mixed together. It's oversaturated. There's too much. There's too many of them. You know, people are always going to go back to the big ones. They're going to go back to their Destinies, which have seen a decrease. And I'm very curious on how Marathon is going to end up. You know, the PlayStation execs have to be looking at Marathon and seeing if it's going to, you know, how it's going to do with players and keep up the concurrence and all that stuff. So I'm very curious about Marathon and how that works, because again, like Destiny has fallen numbers, although the newest expansion was good, and one of the better ones, it still saw like a pretty dramatic drop off. So even Destiny, you know, like the big live service game, has dwindling numbers, but you still have stuff like Warzone, you know, your Apex Legends of the world, which I don't know. I don't really keep up with the concurrence for that, but like Fortnite, I do play Fortnite, and that game always has consistent, like at least 200,000 plus in zero build, which is what I play. And then obviously there's more playing. So I think Fortnite and stuff like that's going to be doing just fine, but that's the big games that are always going to be there. People are always going to go back to them if they try other stuff. I just think the market is too crowded with this stuff, and for you know, a game developer to spend hundreds of millions of dollars and 6+ years to make a generic shooter is just not. People aren't going to buy into that anymore. They're just not. So again, I think this is the industry course correcting itself. Hopefully we get back to, me personally, the golden age of gaming was like the 360 PS3 era, you know, early PS4 era, where we weren't constantly getting all these games with live service, you know, single player games that had forced live service elements into it, battle passes and stuff like that. Hopefully we get back to just the games, the single player games. You have like your really cool multiplayer games that hopefully hit for those people that are making it and people that are playing it. But hopefully this is a course correction in the game industry that I feel like we desperately need. Not necessarily from like an indie standpoint, and honestly Nintendo, because, you know, Nintendo's games probably don't cost as much as Xbox and PlayStation's, but where game developers are spending hundreds of millions of dollars on games and they're just not seeing that return in investment. So I think this may be the course correction. I'm doing crazy things with my hands. Course correction that these game developers and publishers need, in a wake-up call too, because again, coming out in 2024 with a generic Overwatch clone that's $40, who in their right mind thought that was a good idea? All right, guys, hope you enjoyed this video. Let me know in the comments below what you guys think. Are you a Concord player that enjoyed it and, you know, are obviously going to get your refund? You know, let me know what you think about that. It's still crazy. 2 weeks on the market and it's getting pulled. That's insane. All right, I'll see you guys in the next video. Thank y'all so much for watching this video. I really appreciate it. Consider subscribing to the channel. I'll let YouTube algorithm pick one of my videos below for you guys to watch. Give it a click, and I hope you enjoy, and I will see you in the next video.